Happy holidays for whatever you're celebrating. I hope that you're all spending with family and friends. Let's talk about James Conner. It looks like he had a hyperextension injury. You can see here when the knee's fully extended, it puts this PCL at risk. And you can imagine that if your leg jams into the ground when it's fully hyperextended, you can also put that tibia and that femur at risk for a bone bruise. So while they seem optimistic about his chances to play this week, I would plan on him not being available. Benson seems to be the backup of choice here, even though he wasn't able to play last weekend, so I'll definitely be rostering him. But in the event that he's not available, then Carter is a backup. So I would try and have both of them on my roster. We're at the home stretch. Congratulations if you made it this far. Now let's touch on Drake London. Drake London had a hamstring strain. We've talked about before how this bicep femoris on the right is one that's most commonly injured because it's got the dual innervation. Even though they said that it's a minor hamstring strain, if you've been watching it all this season, you know there's almost no hamstring strain that you can come back from the same week. So I would plan to be, unfortunately, without Drake London. The injury happens on the eccentric, or good burp, or the lengthening phase of that muscle, and eccentric exercises are the best method of rehab. Now let's do an update on Tank Dell now that we've had a little bit more information. They did confirm it was a full-on patella dislocation. That means that there's the ligament that's dislocated called the MPFL, which is stabilized the kneecap. He's at risk for dislocating the kneecap further, but they also talked about an ACL injury. They called it a true knee dislocation, which is different than just a kneecap dislocation. It's much more severe. We talked about how the blood flow can be compromised there. When you have an ACL tear from contact, you almost certainly have an MCL tear from contact as well. And there is possibly another ligament injury. They didn't really go into specifics, but they said an ACL tear along with other injuries. So when we talk about a true dislocation, I don't expect to see Tank Dell back for the majority of the 2025 season. We're going to have to see how his rehab goes. Unfortunately, not the best news, but not as bad of news as it could have been. So prayers up for Tank Dell.